Hey guys. So I'm going to start out with a little epiphany I had about going to the gym and self-care. And then I'm going to roll into a download that I got from Spirit through some automatic writing, which is how I normally get all of my downloads. And I have been for years and years. That's basically how I've done all of my videos in the past. I used to start by, I would get the automatic writing and then I would just write a little Cliff Notes version and then off the cuff with it and just have little notes and then just, talk about it. And then I started actually just reading out the messages and then talking about it. And I feel like that works better. Like it just works better for me because I feel like I'm still giving that like raw organic version of what I received. But then I want to talk about it too because I always want to talk about stuff. That's why I'm on here. I'm a talker and I want to help people. But anyways, so after I do the automatic writing, then there was like something that came through, but it really wasn't like specifically like word for word verbatim. It was just like this message. And then I just want to elaborate on that. And that's how we're going to roll today. So, anyways, how's everybody doing? It's been like super weird energy. Like, you got to stay focused on grounding because if you don't, you're going to be like a fucking space cadet. That's how I've experienced it, anyways. It's like very easy to just be like floating off into other spaces and not being like present in your physical human reality, because at the end of the day we still, we're paying the bills, we're doing our laundry, we're like, you know what I mean, like we're interacting with other people. And sometimes it's like this, you get so ungrounded it almost feels like you're escaping somewhere else in your head while you're doing your all day. Like it's crazy. So we have to make that conscious effort to ground. I'm not going to do a whole video on how to ground, but you can go research it yourself. And just a few little tips, like eat root vegetables like potatoes, be active, like get the electricity in your body running through your body. So like the gym, for me it's the gym. It's different for everyone. You could just go out and take a walk in nature, get in the garden, just sit outside, let the sun hit your face, even if it's cold outside. Like, get yourself some vitamin D. I think that is it too. Like this time, like in the winter time where I'm at, anyways, not having a lot of sun. Like for me, I need the sun. In the summer, I'm like outside constantly with my family and my kids and stuff. And like I feel like it's like that seasonal depression. You don't get enough vitamin D and it impacts your mood. Like we have to be conscious of that too. And the holidays are always like super chaotic and we gotta like get into this more chill mode, like center ourselves, ground, and like this kind of rolls into the whole self-care thing and the epiphany I had about the gym. It was like some days I'll go like several days in a row and I haven't gone to the gym. And I'm trying to figure out if there's this little voice inside of my head that's like, oh, you haven't gone to the gym, you need to go. And then there's also this voice that's like self-care. Sometimes you need to rest and integrate the energy and take care of yourself. And like there's such a fine line because today my brain wanted to tell me that. Like you were so like, you know, like needing that time yesterday, like maybe you need it again today. And then I was like, no, like, because then I'm going to wrestle with this in my head all day. Like, let me just go to the gym. I don't know if that's ego saying I'm attached to the gym. Like, these are the battles I fight in my head. But I know I'm not the only one. So that's why I want to talk about it when it comes in my mind and in my space. But today it was like one of those days where I just needed a little push. Like, I needed to push myself because once I got there, it was like, the best thing that I could have done is go to the gym. I did like I ran like suicides, you know what those are in basketball. You go back and forth so many times till you're like dead and tired. And I did that and I like never do that. I haven't done it in so long. But there was something that I activated within myself just by pushing myself. It's like for athletes, it's like no pain, no gain. Like it's even in your spiritual life. If you don't want to look at the darkness or go through that pain or have some suffering, then you're not going to be able to fully have that gratitude for this completed thing or this thing that you achieve, these muscles you gain, this whatever it is, like in terms of spirituality. If you face that darkness, you're going to see the light because you actually figured out this pattern and you were able to alchemize it and say, hey, I'm not going to go back and do the same thing I did that didn't work before. I've figured that out and I'm going to change and get a different result. But it's that suffering, it's that pain that we have to go through. And it's like the funny, crazy thing about it is I was like a little bit like before I started to do it, I was like just shooting hoops and I was shooting around. I was like, okay, like maybe I could do, some sprints while I'm dribbling and stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's better than just going out on the road and running, for me anyways, because I get shin splints and stuff like that because I hate just running just to run. But anyways, I was like worried about being able to do it or like hurting myself, but I really had already warmed up and worked out and stretched really good. So I was like, you can do this. And when I was in it, like it didn't feel that painful. Yeah, I was breathing heavy and I was really tired at the end, but that feeling of accomplishing it and then my body feeling like it worked so hard, like, and knowing that I'm probably going to be a little sore tomorrow, but I'm going to feel stronger the day after that, because like when I go to do things, when I have to squat down, it's easy. Like I remember after I had my 4 kids and I was like, my body just like was weak. It was just weak. I hadn't been doing what I normally been doing and all that kind of stuff. And I would just try to do stuff around the house. And I just felt like it shouldn't be strenuous. It shouldn't be hard to like squat down, just hold that squat for a minute while I'm folding something so I can put it back in the bottom dresser drawer, right? And all stuff. But they're like, all of that's just one example. Your body, your health, and being strong. But all of this is also totally how we heal in any aspect. It's just like you face that pain, you face that problem, you go through the suffering so you have better understanding and a expanded consciousness on the other side, or a stronger body, or whatever it is. There's like that gold in working hard. There's something to it. But with spirituality, it's like, if you can come in this place of being the observer, it doesn't have to be hard because you're neutral, like you're neutrally observing and you're not putting a story to the pain. You're not saying, I feel this way, and now I have to say why I feel this way. It's like, oh, I feel this way, but I know how to feel better. And I know that's not who I am. I know that's just an aspect of something of the trauma that occurred in my life. That's just an aspect that I project based off of that. But I don't have to. I always have a choice. And that was the thing. Like, that's what Spirit was kind of bringing through in the automatic writing. It was just like, wait a second. Like, you always have a choice. Like, deep down, you have this innate knowingness of what you're capable of and who you really are and how you are a unique aspect of the one. So I'm just going to actually just roll right into the message that came through, because I feel like that's a good place to transition, because that's kind of what Source was leaning towards. So you are the one who molds your own reality. You are the one who gets to decide how you will speak or how you will act. You are the one who decides what you want to tolerate. You are the one who realizes you have a choice in all moments. Sometimes to do something, sometimes to do nothing. You are the one who innately knows your power. Those glimpses we all get of how we are the chosen one, there's something so special there. Then we look outside and see others and sink into doubt. How could I be special? They tell everyone that since childhood. If everyone is special, then what makes being special special at all? Because like one drop of water in the entire ocean, it is still the ocean. Every single drop is needed in creating this massive aquatic environment that provides for billions of creatures. All of these unique aspects of the one play a role to create harmony in the system of nature. As humans, we are unique aspects of Source. Our highest calling is to embody our organic nature, embodying the most authentic versions of ourselves. You are unique and special. Once, as a collective, we decide to stop trying to be like each other, our creative minds will activate and there will be no such thing as a fad or groupthink. No one is trying to be like another. Humans just want to be who they are and express that organic version of themselves to the world. And that is just so it. And like rolling back to that epiphany about the gym, it was just like sometimes we get in our own way. because today I needed to be there. Like, I feel on fire today. I'm even like, got a download when I came home, like, as I was kind of winding down and, taking care of things, it was like whoosh, like I got that spark that I needed. And my brain was like, you need to stay home and do more self-care because the energies are intense. You see how I can get in my own way because I'm trying to explain myself out of what I really need to face, what I really need to do. And right now, more than anything, like stretching and moving my body and just getting my heart rate up a little bit has been the best medicine. But if I never actually got out and did it, I wouldn't have known that. I really wouldn't have known that. I would just kept sitting around or just doing stuff that I normally do. I don't just sit around, but like doing stuff around the house, not actually going out and like consciously exercising, not stretching every day. Like, if you want to help your body, like, get the electricity moving through it. Because the more stiff you get, the less malleable you are to do things in life in general. I feel like it's such a total package thing, this whole healing journey. It is so physical, it is so mental, it is so spiritual, it's so emotional. Like, it's all the things that we're healing. It's all the things that we need to bring together in this beautiful, cohesive way and have those aspects of us healed and working together. Like, it's great. Okay, we really faced our childhood trauma, but we don't give a shit about our health, or we're still like making these decisions to eat a lot more sugar than we should, or continue to, drink, or whatever it is that is the thing that holds you back. Like, sometimes it's just you talking yourself out of doing things. Like, sometimes it's just us not having that courage to just like put ourselves out there and try something different. And that's what it is, even when we're healing any type of emotional trauma or anything like that. It's choosing a different way to react to whatever it is. And sometimes that reaction is no reaction, right? Sometimes that response, I should say, is no reaction. Sometimes it is a different approach, a different perspective. But how will we ever know if we don't put ourselves out there? How would I ever know that I needed the gym so badly if I didn't take my ass to the gym and try it out? Try different things. Really, like, get present. Because if you get present, you'll, like, your intuition with no plan, right? You have this blank slate for the day. If you can do that, like the chunks of time that you can do that, because you'll get very present, and then your intuition will kick in and you'll do the things that you need. It'll tell you the things that you need to do, and you can follow those breadcrumbs. But if you're doing things that probably aren't like for the highest good or serving your highest good, or gonna like feed you, like, then be like, okay, wait, maybe I'm not present and I'm just detaching and zoning out and looking at the TV or staring at my phone and just sitting here staring at my phone forever. Like, we have to recognize when we're in those spaces and pull ourselves out of it, put ourselves in a different space, even if it's the same environment, doing something differently. We're just making a different choice. And then once we make that choice, then we can discern, okay, do I want to continue to, do that? Like, is this raising my frequency? Let's not overcomplicate this. Sorry, guys, I gotta clear my throat. So yeah. And the other thing that I wanted to touch on, hold on one second. I'm gonna get a drink of water real quick, guys. I don't want to restart the video. Hold on. So good. Okay. So the message that Spirit brought through, that was just like a quick little tidbit that I just want to talk about, just beautifully transitions in from what I was just saying. And that's what truly matters in life, is the quality of your moments. So basically, we take our moment and we decide, what's the best way I could spend my moment right now? And sometimes that's just looking out the window at the birds and like getting in the vibe. Like, it was so funny. Lance called me on his lunch today, and I was just, finishing up my workout and settling down at home, and I was looking out the window, and we have like a lush forest behind our house, but it's like wintertime. So you can like see through the canopy, like all the leaves are down because it's winter. And so you can really see. And so I'll see like blue jays and cardinals, like you can just see like flashes of color and the birds like flying through. And if I try to actually make a path through there with my machete once, and I got actually spooked because it's so thick in there. There's a lot of areas where the animals bed down. We have tons of deer back there. And then I saw a bear shit with a bunch of berries in it. So I was like, "Ooh, I'm not going back there." But the point I'm trying to make is it's so thick. And the birds, and I was just sitting there thinking, like, the birds have it made. They can go on a hike and they don't even have to worry about the terrain. They're just coasting above everything and through the tree branches and all that stuff. Like, they really have it made. And I'm just telling Lance this, and he's like, oh my gosh, like, she spends way too much time with herself. And anyways, like, that was me making the best of that moment, you know, and me deciding to go to the gym. It put me on a high after I had like accomplished doing that. And I felt like I worked so hard, and it was like, I got such a emotional reward from that. It was like, I was like rewarded for like in my frequency, it almost felt like, for making that decision to just do something different instead of being like, oh, the energies are just so much today, I don't feel like going. Like, just using, like, it's so easy for our minds. And I'm like an air sign, so like I'm in my head a lot. Like, it's easy for us to like argue for our own limitations. You know what I mean? Like, come up with so many reasons why you can't, or why you don't want to try this or that or this or that. And it's like, for me, just write a list of all these things that you want to do or try, or even just stuff around the house, anything. Like, I make lists galore, because then sometimes I'll just like not want to, like, I'll definitely not want to do everything all at once. But sometimes I'll just glance at the list, right? And I'm like, dang, I'm doing that today. And it's like helping my intuition guide me to where I need to be. So sometimes if I just write those thoughts down real quick, I can let them go. I can keep them, they're on the paper. They're not going on. I don't have to keep repeating it to myself or keep thinking about it or anything like that. And when it's time, spirit will guide me to like whatever I need to see or whatever I need to know. This is like something that I've always kind of dealt with in terms of that, not to get off topic, but like I receive so much information, it feels like, and I just write down these ideas and like, wow, I could do that. Like I have like 50 different career paths written down in a fucking notebook. And it's like, I used to be like, I have to do it all in this lifetime. But then I realized sometimes when I receive stuff, it's just like spirit or the universe just wants that idea to be created. And I don't even have to execute. And I don't have to like execute the mission. It could be someone else's mission, but now that idea and that thought and that energy is into the space. And so whoever wants to catch it can, or if I need to be led back to it by my intuition, I will. And there's all these things that we kind of discover along the way, and everybody's different and operate and has different gifts and receives information differently, expresses themselves differently, has different interests. And that's just it. Like, we got to be this unique aspect of who we are and stop trying to fit into a damn box. Because when we do that, we're missing the value of the moment. In the moment, the value of our moments and how we milk the moments is actually what life's about. That's what we should be the most focused on. That's how we can impact the collective frequency to the highest degree and be the happiest and be the highest frequency that we can be. So yeah. I guess my message, just to close out, is just milk the moments. Figure out how to make your moments of the highest quality. And if you're repeating like old mundane crap and it's not really setting you on fire, you're kind of just dissociating, watching like season upon season of shows and all this shit, and life is just passing you by and you feel like you could have achieved more but you didn't. And it's not like life's about achievement. Even if your moments are like sitting and watching the damn birds, it's still better than dissociating. Right? That's still better than trying to escape in some way. Like, just be with yourself. Don't afraid to be with yourself. Sometimes a lot of people like are like extroverts, like they have a hard time just like being at home, not calling people on the phone, not planning to go out and get a drink or get dinner with somebody or whatever, not just constantly communicating and just like being with yourself so you're able to like receive and connect. You can be social and still connected, but a lot of times that's not the case, because look at the world we live in, full of disconnected people. Let's be logical. Let's really be logical about how we're spending our moments and what is going to be of the highest good and of all. And self-sacrifice isn't always it. Like, a lot of people think, well, I'm a higher vibration, so I can put myself around these people and bring them all up. And it's not necessarily how it works, because it's at the detriment of what? Not that everybody is going to drain you, because you could go out there and protect yourself and do the whole bit. But are you really choosing to spend your moments in the most valuable ways? And you decide what's of value. And sometimes when your ego's in the driver's seat, what's of value may be a confusing thing. Because I thought staying at home and using the energies as an excuse not to move my body was of the highest good. But actually, I decided to get out of my comfort zone and be like, maybe I'm wrong, so I'm going to try something different and go to the gym. Like, holy shit, I'm so activated, right? So we have to see how we're arguing for our own limitations and fooling ourselves into thinking that our higher self is in the driver's seat, and really, in actuality, our ego is, because it's afraid to get a little uncomfortable. You know when it's the higher self because you're not afraid. You're not afraid of anything. You're not doubting yourself. You're not sitting there beating yourself up for something. You're just out there trying different things and getting present and following your intuition and flowing with life. And that's it. I always say I'm going to conclude and then keep talking, because I don't know how to shut my mouth. But that's a good thing, because I'm going to make sure that I use my gifts to the highest, most positive light. That's why I don't ever make a video on a bad day. I don't want to bring you guys some bad juju. Not that it's wrong to have a bad day. I just honor that and let it be what it is, and not try to project on those around me. So I get pretty quiet on those days. But anyways, oh my God, did I even breathe through this entire thing? Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. I just want to tell you guys that I'm going on vacation this weekend, or actually all of next week, to the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee with Lance, and we're super excited. But I'm not going to promise this, but we want to use this as an opportunity to start our vlog together. So if we do, I'll let you guys know. And if you follow my Instagram and you look at the stories, I'll probably be posting a lot next week of our trip and all the fun stuff we're doing, if you want to follow it. But yeah, and everybody who supports the channel and donates, I just want you to know I really appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys have been with me for years, like seriously, and new people. So much appreciation. I know I don't say that enough, because I'm too impatient to do an intro and a conclusion to my videos. I'm actually thinking about doing independent videos that are just like the same intro I use every time and the same concluding video I use every time. Just attach them to all the videos. That way I don't have to worry about it. Everything has been said. Work smarter, not harder, right, guys? Anyways, have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. And I love you guys.